Wildcat Basketball Weekly, presented by Hughes Federal Credit Union, home of the official U of A debit card. Get yours today at hughesfcu.org.
Welcome to another edition of Wildcat Weekly with head coach Sean Miller. Cats are headed for the Pac-12 tournament in Las Vegas. They'll open on Wednesday against the USC Trojans. Coach, you only played USC once this year. Not a great outcome, obviously, in the end. But you've got film on these guys now. Second matchup. What are some of the keys going into the game?
Well, they're big guys. Rakasevich and Benny Boatwright are, two of the premier players in our conference. Benny Boatwright, as you know, Brian, because we've dealt with him now for 4 years. At 6'10", I don't know if there's a better shooter in the country than him. He shoots 43% on the season from the three-point line. Rakasevich, one of the leading offensive rebounders in our conference. Both you add their production up, they're at about 34 points per game. That's a heck of a 1-2 combination. And those guys are also experienced. So I think, you could point to a lot of other factors for USC, but I think when they're at their best, those two guys are a handful and they lead them to victory. On the second part, they play a 2-3 zone, and we're going to have to be able to attack that zone, be able to make perimeter shots, drive the ball, execute, and at the end of the game look and say, hey, we only turned the ball over 10 or fewer times. That's a big stat for us. It's something that's left us here in our recent games. It's really hurt us.
All right. Your team's healthy right now. How important is that going into a situation where you want to win 4 games in 4 days?
Well, it's very important. It's crucial, I would say, but obviously we're focused only on that first game because the thing about March is you lose the first game, there is no number 2, 3, or 4. So it's about being the most ready we can be. I think pride is a big word for us right now. That we want to represent this program in Arizona and play with great effort, especially on a neutral court in March in this tournament. And we've had great success in the tournament, not just the last couple of years, but I believe we've gotten to the conference tournaments championship game maybe 6 different times, could be more. We've won it 3 times. The last 2 years we've won it. So with that in mind, we want to go there and play our best.
Life is what you make it, full of endless possibilities and opportunities at every corner. In our fast-paced world, Hughes helps you with what matters most, delivering dreams, adding value to your life. Where you bank matters. For you, your family, and your future. We are local, rooted in the community you call home. Join us on the journey of life. Hughes Federal Credit Union, ranked the #1 credit union in Arizona by Forbes.
Wildcat Basketball Weekly continues, presented by Hughes Federal Credit Union.
Is there something about the environment at the Pac-12 tournament that brings out the best in a team?
Since we've moved to Vegas, #1, and I think #2, since T-Mobile Arena has been the home of the Pac-12 tournament, it's been as big as it can get. I can't imagine there's another conference tournament in the country that's been more well-attended, that has a better atmosphere, especially for the semifinal and championship games. And it's what the student-athlete deserves. If you play in the Pac-12, some of the lasting memories are of your last games in the conference. And those games always come in the form of the Pac-12 tournament in Las Vegas, in T-Mobile Arena, and what the crowd feels like, what the game felt like, who you played against. When I think of the Pac-12 tournament, I look at a couple years ago when we had Lowry on our team and Alonzo, Kadeem Allen, those guys, Raleigh, Tucson. And you look at UCLA, TJ Leaf and Lonzo Ball and the team that they had. And, it was just such an epic battle. And then you win the game and you get to play Oregon, who ended up going to the Final Four. But the crowds in those games, whoever played in those games in the Pac-12 will always look back with great memories of what it felt like. And I think that's what you want a conference tournament to feel like. And I credit the Pac-12 and the leadership for really creating that.
Speaking of crowds, you had a great message to the U of A fans after the final home game the other day. Some people misconstrued it and thought maybe you were saying goodbye, which you weren't. But I mean, when you, I guess, leave the arena now, I'm talking about McKale, and you're just out in public over the next few months. How has that, I guess, affected you in such a positive way? Your interaction with the fans is what I'm asking.
Well, you know, it's been a decade, which is no small feat, you know, to be at a place for 10 years and be treated the way that I have been treated, the staffs that we've had, the teams that we've had. I go all the way back to when McKale, before it was renovated, and I became the 4th Arizona coach in 4 years, and I think we were 16-15. In that year, we lost at home in the Pac-12 to Washington State, to Oregon State, to ASU. And but you never ever felt the crowd being negative, and you never felt them booing at halftime because you didn't play well. The thing about McKale Center is when the home team needs you the most, when it's like we're not playing well, things are not going well, that's when the crowd is at its best. And I don't know too many arenas that have that, especially with 13 to 14,500 people there. We've led attendance this year, I believe, for the 35th straight year, Brian. And, you know, we haven't had things going like we did the last 2 years, especially this year. It would have been easy for us not to have the largest crowd in the Pac-12 this year. But the deeper meaning is, after we lose a home game to ASU, the last home game in a season that's not up to anybody's standards, for that many people to be there for the senior ceremony was just, it's overwhelming. It really is. And to see them cheer on Ryan Luther and Justin Coleman and the managers that have given their heart and soul to our program, it's what college basketball should be about, but I don't know very many places that can duplicate what we had going there on Saturday. And for me, I meant every word that I said, which is just, you know, thank you, and in the biggest way that we can thank a crowd for standing by us. It's easy to cheer when you're cutting down the nets for the Pac-12 regular season championship, and, you know, everything is going well, but when nothing is going well, and then they still are there, that's when you know you're at a place that's unlike any other. And that was my message then, and I would say it would be the same message right now.
Yeah, we look forward to the first home game of next season, too. All right, that's it for Wildcat Weekly. The Wildcats head to Las Vegas, taking on USC first round of the Pac-12 tournament on Wednesday.
Thank you for watching Wildcat Basketball Weekly, presented by Hughes Federal Credit Union, home of the free U of A Visa debit card. Get yours today at hughesfcu.org, federally insured by NCUA.